Welcome back to Kings of Influence.
Hi, what's up, everybody? It's Wednesday. How are you? It's Wednesday, it's noon, it's Pacific Standard Time. It means it's...
All of our audio's going off at once.
Yes.
So good. We are so on top of stuff.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
We're here again. We're actually on time. I love it.
Yeah.
We have gotten this down to a tight, seamless science of locking down this show.
Mm-hmm.
So
other than the sound effects, just randomly going off at times.
Well, if we stopped doing so much drugs before we started, maybe that would help.
Well, then what the hell are we doing?
I know. Why is there even a reason to live?
If we're not getting loaded before we get on the mic, why get on the mic?
Yeah, I mean, duh. I mean, you guys can agree, right? 14-year-olds?
Am I right?
Am I right?
14-year-old. Am I right, children? You know, statistically, before I get into this, our under 18 demographic is less than 1%.
Oh, good.
Teenagers do not enjoy us,
so
and I'm okay with that.
Oh, I'm totally. I was thinking
Get
about
off
this the
the
other
lawn,
day.
you damn kids.
I haven't hung out with a kid I've hung out with a bunch of kids who are like 4 and 2 and 6 because my friends have kids, but I haven't hung out with a 13-year-old. I wouldn't even know what to do. I would have no idea how to interact with them. I couldn't like make a gauge of how mature they should or shouldn't be. I haven't been around them in 15 years, 20 years. I haven't been around them since I was their age. So
wow.
I mean, maybe my cousins, but that's a little different because like you already love them.
You not like teenagers?
You know? There's no opportunity for me to be around them. None of my friends have kids who are that age. None of the kids, like nobody's allowed to go to the club that's under 21. Most of the shows that I do are either 18 plus or 21 plus. Where else would I see these people? You know, like unless I was a teacher or a substitute or something, and I'm not. So yeah, just no interaction with them.
Self-segregation there. I haven't hung out with teenagers since I left the dating pool.
Yeah.
2 years ago.
Yeah. High average with the teenagers. Man.
Yikes.
A lot of swipe lefts.
Hey-o. So yeah, man, we got a really good show for you this week, guys, just like every damn week.
Yeah. It's really quick, Bo, before we start, we have a number to share with you in case you'd like to get a text about when we're about to go live. We know that YouTube is a big place. Sometimes it's hard to find out when everybody is going to put their content up. So if you'd like to get one text from us right before we go live, you can text the word KINGS to 43506, and then you'll get a quick text from us saying, "Hey, we're about to go live," and then it's
fun.
It'll be fun.
It's a game the whole family can play.
Yeah.
So this week we're going to talk about the whole Kevin Hart Oscars situation. We're going to talk a little bit about PETA.
Oh boy.
People for ethical treatment of animals. That'll be fun. We're going to talk about a brand new YouTube trend that I won't spoil here, but it's pretty insane and funny. We're going to talk about a new diet pill that they're working on that apparently lets you eat whatever you want and not gain weight.
Cool.
Not an appetite suppressant, but actually eat whatever you want and not gain weight. And then I read a little study on people who believe their own lies and how quickly that happens. So we'll talk about that.
And we just threw one into the pile as well. We're gonna just because
we can open with that.
Yeah.
With that thing you were talking about. So go ahead, man.
Yeah.
You were talking about. Man, I forget these names. Go ahead and say it.
Yeah. So, for a long time, the YouTuber Pewdiepie has been the #1 most subscribed YouTuber on YouTube, and he's about to get overtaken by another channel called T-Series, and they're in this sort of race to the top. Now, statistically, you can probably mathematically figure out based on growth and based on algorithm, based on math and algebra when that channel T-Series should have taken over. But PewDiePie has sort of launched this counter-offensive. So he's like asking for help from like Logan Paul just jumped in and Jake Paul and all these other YouTubers are sort of rallying around PewDiePie because T-Series, whereas PewDiePie is one guy making videos in his house for the most part. He makes music videos sometimes, but a lot of his stuff is just straight up vlogs.
It's like video game stuff, right?
Video game stuff, vlogs, commentary stuff. T-Series is a massive corporate like studio that pumps out probably 5 or 6 like full-scale Bollywood trailers and music videos a week.
It's from India.
It's from India.
Okay.
And so I think they're definitely the number one most viewed channel on YouTube. They have over, what is it, over 53 billion? No, 53 billion views on their channel. And they're right up there with PewDiePie, like 75, 76 million subscribers. And there's like even a website that's like tracking the growth of how they're doing. So the internet is really split on this because the sense is that PewDiePie kind of represents what YouTube kind of should be, and T-Series is basically like a Disney of India. You know, it's massive money. They have like a MCN that's all of their own that has 29 channels underneath it. They represent hundreds of artists, and there's no face behind it. It's just pumping out videos. So the internet is a buzz.
So people feel like subscribing to the PewDiePie is sort of like sticking it to the man and letting the corporation know, okay.
Yeah, a little bit. And it's almost like trying to keep YouTube what it was when it started for like the content creators rather than the big business.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
I mean, look, I'm not trying to be a naysayer here. And even if PewDiePie does remain in the number one spot, this whole idea of keeping YouTube from flipping into this corporate machine is long gone because they weren't making any money otherwise.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I guess the pushback against that is there are the PewDiePies of the world where PewDiePie is exactly what it started as. Just one guy doing his own thing, being very creative with the means that he had at the time.
Right.
And based on his creativity and his personality, he grew a massive fan base.
But YouTube doesn't care. I know, like, YouTube as a company pretends to care, and I think in some cases they do, but I correct influencers on this all the time when they say, yeah, well, YouTube cares about me and my interests. I said, no. YouTube cares about you as a creator when their interests align with your interest. Any other time, you are a speck of dust. You are a fly in the wind that they're trying to buzz away from their shoulder.
Right.
YouTube
That's
like
dark.
they can't afford to care about you.
Do you think YouTube is not making money? Do you think YouTube was at risk?
YouTube was not making money that it is the money that it is now. Back when it was, cat videos and people making videos from their bedroom and all this stuff. And we can sit here and complain and say, well, I liked it better when it was just a bunch of people, sitting in their bedrooms making videos. Sure, but more people watch YouTube now. And the fact that more people are organically subscribing to T-Series says that there's a market there. There is a market of people who want that, whether they're vocal about it or not. They want it. YouTube's making money off of it, and that's the direction things are heading.
Well, there is a couple of arguments to that point.
Well, they're wrong.
Well, no, it's interesting though, because there's an argument that attributes the growth of T-Series to the emergence of YouTube to India, because it's an Indian company, and T-Series has been around far longer than it's been a YouTube thing. So like I said, it would be like if Sony or Disney like jumped on board, or like Vivo, basically like Vivo.
Okay.
So India, I think, only got like 4G and rapid access to cellular content and Wi-Fi content on their phones in like 2016. So all these new people are able to watch YouTube now, and they're just subscribing to what they know already. And they haven't really had the time to dig around, and there hasn't really been a long time for them to be exposed to YouTube as what it really could be. So there's that. So then people are like, well, maybe if those people were introduced to more personalities like PewDiePie or whatever the Indian version of PewDiePie is, which I'm sure there's already a guy or a girl like that, maybe they would subscribe to those channels more and like come over to the creator side. And then the other argument is that T-Series is sub-botting, is essentially like is buying bot subscribers at a rapid rate. And that's the real stick it to the man kind of point of like, what the fuck, man? These guys are like just stacking their sub numbers.
But are they, or is that just a conspiracy?
I think it'd be impossible to tell. I really don't know how you would tell. I guess YouTube would probably, because I remember like every couple of months or a couple of years, YouTube will do like a sub cleanse.
Yeah.
You know, like everybody will shit out a bunch of, like, all of a sudden you'll lose like 70,000 subs. You're like,
Yeah,
what the
they
hell?
all do that. All the
So
platforms.
yeah, and I think they have safe catches built in for that. So maybe that would, imagine that, like they beat PewDiePie by like 1 million subs, and then all of a sudden they just get flushed back down to like 4th. Damn.
I still think that the sort of what we see as this corporate takeover of this platform is inevitable, because that's what the company is designed to do. It has a board that they answer to. It's designed to make money. And so to suggest that this large corporation isn't going to gravitate towards making money.
Right, but I feel like it's like a two-edged sword. I understand that when YouTube makes money, it makes it more possible for other creators to make money because the platform succeeds and therefore exists.
Mm-hmm.
But when I see that 9 out of the 15 top trending videos are like NBC, ABC, Vivo, and they're not even getting the view count that it would require for them to be there naturally, that's really discouraging.
Yeah.
You know?
No, of course it's discouraging, but when you look at it from a business perspective, it makes sense.
But it's not only discouraging, it's preventing other unique videos from getting up there. So it's hindering their success in that way. It's hindering the success of someone who just all of a sudden got 250,000 views, like out of the blue. Like, why wouldn't they be the creator on the rise versus, like, I don't know, another new ABC show that just came out, a clip or something like that.
Right.
That's where it gets a little frustrating, I think.
Yeah, no, I'm not arguing that it's not frustrating and that it, maybe it doesn't feel fair and all this other stuff, but it absolutely doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
I've never bought into this illusion that YouTube just inherently cares about all of its creators.
Yeah.
In this altruistic way. It does on some level, but I'm definitively saying that if you want YouTube to care about you, your interests have to align with theirs in some way.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, I think we did. I mean, I think we learned with companies like Vine that these companies that get big real fast and then ignore their creators,
right?
Which Vine did. Daystorm did a really, really good video about it. They failed, So I do think that could happen to YouTube, because it could get to the point where if you're a big company like T-Series or a Sony or a Vivo and you're spending $2 million, $3 million on every video and you're just buying those views, it becomes less attractive for you to put your videos on YouTube. So then when they go away, if they have nobody else, then they have no stars, no actual organic natural stars. Then that would put them in real danger.
How did Vine ignore its creators?
Vine ignored its creators by not listening to them about what top creators would need to make better videos faster, what glitches were inside of the app, and most specifically, they didn't give them an avenue to monetize their content, which was making Vine tons of money. That was the most brilliant thing that YouTube ever did, was that creator rev share model, which not a lot of other platforms have done. Maybe Facebook a little bit. But they literally, and that I think is what set in motion the thought that they actually cared about their content creators, because they put faith in them. Vine let all those Viners gather millions and billions of views or flips or whatever they called them, and never gave them the opportunity to make money off of it. So all of them started going to YouTube.
Yeah.
That's what happened. And then they collapsed in on themselves.
Vine died. Disregarding all that,
Vine
died on a Vine. Vine felt like more of a trend anyway.
Yeah, but Musical.ly still good, or TikTok now. TikTok.
Yeah. No, Musical.ly went under. They got bought out by some Chinese company. Now they're TikTok.
No, TikTok already exists. TikTok bought Musical.ly.
Okay.
They just straight out bought them.
And then what? Absorb those users into?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and that's kind of like Vine, not exactly, but same sort of pool. Same sort of where it's. And I think they're hopefully learning from the mistakes of Vine and going to give those creators the opportunity to make a little money off of it, so that they all can rise together. Rising tides raises all vines.
Yeah.
So, there it is. We'll see.
in theory, I think we all want the independent creator to rise. Like everyone roots for the underdog. We root for that independent, singer, songwriter, artist.
Yeah.
But if you're investing your money, you're like, well, I'm just going to invest my money in Lady Gaga.
Yeah.
Because
she's a star.
She's selling albums. She's a star. She's got tours. There's all these avenues to make revenue. Plus, there's a prestige to being affiliated with that. And frankly, like there's value in YouTube having, nearly the full John Oliver episodes on their platform, which I will sometimes watch.
Well, my question is, that's happening, but Disney's about to come out with a new VOD in another 2 years. They're pulling all their stuff off of Netflix.
It's next year.
Next year. I wonder if they're going to pull it all off YouTube. Imagine no Marvel trailers on YouTube, no clip shows of anything Disney on YouTube at all. No Disney Kids, no cartoons. Cartoons and those Disney shows, kids watch that millions of times. They just watch it over and over and over and over again. I wonder, and then maybe then NBC makes its own VOD, and then Fox, whatever. I wonder if that's going to start to pull apart YouTube.
So Marvel will still put their trailers on YouTube because the trailer's just an ad for a bigger thing.
Right.
So I don't think we have to worry about trailers. Full episodes and things, you would definitely have to worry about that.
Yeah. I think it's more the Netflix that are going to really be in trouble.
Big time.
Big time. Although Netflix has done a great job of being like, we're going to make our own stuff. And they make their own stuff all the time now.
Right.
So they have a lot of shows. So I think they should be all right.
I think Netflix will be fine for now. However, I would never guess that Netflix would have a serious competitor until Disney decided to come out with Disney Plus, which is this VOD, that you're talking about.
I don't see Disney, I don't watch Disney. I mean, I guess I watch Marvel and Star Wars. I watch Marvel and Star Wars. I watch the movies. Yeah, that's I wouldn't be their demographic, but you're never going to get a show like Ozark on a Disney Channel. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you're going to get a Star Wars series.
Yeah, but I think I liked Ozark better.
Yeah, but the Star Wars series not even out.
Oh, a Star Wars series?
Yeah.
What are they going to do? There's never going to be any blood.
They're doing a Rogue One.
Oh, yeah?
Prequel.
A prequel?
A prequel series to Rogue One.
All right.
Which was a great movie.
Yeah, Rogue One was a great movie. That was my favorite Star Wars movie.
Yeah, Star Wars isn't super bloody and gory anyway.
No, but it could be. It'd be so much better. But they also made Deadpool, so I did like Deadpool. InfoZach is just laughing at me because he knows we have just a different view on Star Wars.
Oh, okay. All right.
Well, what do you guys think? Let us know in the live stream or in the comments. Like, what's the major beef for you guys between this T-Series and PewDiePie thing? Because it's gone crazy. We released a video on Friday, a Rap Battles video, and it was people are just commenting all up and down in the comments about it. So let us know what it is, and we'll get your perspectives.
I'm impressed. It's not to be insulting. I'm impressed people care.
Yeah, I mean, PewDiePie has 75 million subscribers for a reason. People like him.
Yeah, but people care if he's, in this slot versus that slot.
I think he cares a little. He made a song about T-Series called Bitch Lasagna, which is real funny.
Okay.
Real funny. And I think honestly, I think he's probably growing at an exponential rate because of the beef, so it's probably fun for both sides.
Yeah.
I don't know that he cares too much, but I think, anytime you put something in the spotlight, people are going to read more into it than they need to. But it does present an interesting question. It would be the first time that a conglomerate would be number one. Other than the YouTube Music, YouTube Game, YouTube, those built-in channels that YouTube makes you subscribe to sort of automatically, all those are above them anyway, but they're different because they're YouTube, built in. So yeah, it's created an argument, a polarization on some sides.
Okay.
Yeah. Honestly, I don't think T-Series cares that much. They're just shitting out videos.
But
to their point, it's all Bollywood stuff. It is kind of generic, it's not, there's not a lot of soul there.
Welcome to Bollywood.
Yeah.
Hey-o. Hey-o. And we lost our Indian fan base there.
Gone.
Insulting Bollywood like that. You ever seen a Bollywood movie?
I have the right to not like a certain type of music. That is fine. If I don't like country music, I don't like country music. I don't like Bollywood music. I don't like Bollywood music. Although I will say, My friend got married. He's Indian, and that was the most fun freaking wedding ever because of that dancing stuff.
It's a huge deal.
It was so
Weddings
fun.
are a huge deal in that culture.
And Bollywood songs kind of all look like a big wedding.
Yeah.
Like it's like a 90,000 people, not 90, it's like 80 people all dancing, like all having a great time.
Oh, yeah.
I don't understand anything anybody's saying. But that wedding
it's weird
was
because they speak English in India.
Dude,
That's just your racism. That's not their language. English is the main language in India, although there are other languages. But
What?
English is
Well, then why is Bollywood not in English ever?
They were colonized. Sometimes it is.
I've not heard it. Other than I guess. Well, I didn't know it was the #1 language in India.
Yes.
Can you look that up?
Yeah. English.
What's the #1 language in India? Well, we'll figure it out.
Yeah, it's
We'll figure it out.
it's English and then the Punjabi, I think.
Punjabi, yeah.
And then I think that's Tamil.
Tamil.
Yeah. So
Oh.
they have their own Bollywood called Tollywood or something like that.
Oh wow. Okay.
And they speak Tamil. And it's like even cornier than Bollywood.
Tamil sounds like a delicious spice.
I believe that's what it's called. I'm probably messing that up.
Yeah, it could be.
And every Indian fan's like, you little bitch. How dare you?
Oh man.
It's Marathi.
Is the #1?
Is the number one
one.
language?
Yeah.
Marathi? Is English #2?
Nope.
Where's English?
It's like not even.
English
ranked
is
as
the
the top
national
three.
English is the national language of India.
Was that when they
Wait, what does it say? What does it say?
It says in the most spoken language of the country, Marathi has surpassed Telugu language and has moved to 3rd place. Hindi is the top. Sorry, Hindi is the top.
That
But
sounds
Bangla
familiar.
is in 2nd place. Marathi language. has
What's the
reached-
national language?
So I guess it's Hindi.
No. What's the national language? Not the most spoken language. What's the national language?
National.
I think what you're thinking of is before they gained independence from the UK.
No, I'm thinking of like now.
You
I'm thinking of having friends from India in college and
Yeah?
me saying something like that, saying something stupid like, "Oh, your English is really good," and they're like, "It's our national language, you moron."
But it was also before cell phones, so they couldn't BS call each other on
I
it.
didn't go to college that long
Hey,
ago.
come
What are you
on.
talking
You
about?
didn't have
Before
a cell phone in
phones.
college. Did you have a cell phone in college?
Yeah,
Oh, I didn't.
I was gangster as fuck.
I had nothing. I had no computer in college. I wrote papers with a pen in college.
How? Oh,
I know. My hand cramped.
you barbarian.
I
Sorry,
know.
I gotta get an outlet and plug this in. I just
Anyway.
realized my computer's not charging.
Oh.
It's gonna cut off on us.
Oh, we're gonna be dead.
I know.
So it's saying that there's no national language of India declared by the Constitution of India.
All right.
Which is interesting.
That is interesting.
All right.
Yeah.
We lost Ray. It's just me, guys. Hey, how's it going? I'm gonna put on a little show, and then we're gonna move right along. So, anyways, if you guys have big thoughts on it, leave them in the comments. We'll talk about it maybe more next week down the line because I think it's gonna still be going on this T-Series Pewdiepie thing. I think it's gonna be an ongoing thing. The Low Gang got involved.
What's the Low Gang?
It's Logan Paul's like people.
He has a gang?
He calls it the Low Gang. I don't know why I know that.
Oh God.
Yeah, but they got involved, and I think he's recruiting other big YouTubers to like.
But we agree that it's inevitable that he's gonna get passed.
I do think it's mathematically inevitable unless there's some sort of cleanse thing that happens and it gets revealed that they have a ton of sub-bots. But even in that case, the rate at which they're growing and the rate at which they're able to put out videos, I think it is mathematically inevitable.
All right. I'm
Moving on.
I'm bored with that subject.
Let's talk about something
I'm
else.
very impressed people care.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this. Should comedians be forced to apologize for their old jokes?
No.
Okay, let's move on.
I don't think they should. I guess it depends on the jokes, I guess
Yeah.
it depends on some of the jokes. But like, has Eddie Murphy apologized for Raw? I don't
doubt
know.
it.
I doubt it, and I would never ask him to. It was a different time. I think if you acknowledge that it was insensitive, if you're like, yeah, man, I wouldn't say that again. I think at the time, it was who I was. I don't know. Maybe I don't think you have to force them to. I think you probably naturally, like, I'm sorry if I insulted anybody. I really love, like, Eddie Murphy had this whole section where he was just dropping language about AIDS and homosexuality and all kinds of shit. I think he's a fairly loving person, and I don't think he would want to hurt anybody, hopefully. So I think he would probably naturally do it, but I don't think he should be forced.
Like society pressures him to apologize. Because, all right, I got some thoughts on it, but let's talk about the story. So obviously we got to talk about the Kevin Hart thing.
Yeah.
He was asked to host the Oscars, so he had the gig for about a day before Twitter trolls dug into his old tweets, found some homophobic jokes and statements and things he had made anywhere from 8 to 10 years ago. So then the Oscars comes back to Kevin, and according to him, they ask him to apologize or don't take the gig, or he's fired from the gig. And he chose to get fired from the gig.
Yeah.
And then he went and apologized anyway, which I think was a weird move.
Was he trying to get the gig back?
I don't know. I don't know about that part.
Yeah, I kind of respect him for that.
I do too.
I kind of respect him for that, especially if he wasn't trying to get the gig back and then just was talking to his fans. Because honestly, Kevin Hart doesn't need to host the Oscars. He doesn't need it. He's massive. He never needs to work another day again in his life. He's gonna book movies. Hosting the Oscars is an honor, but I imagine it's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work.
A lot of work.
Pays about $15,000 for the gig, which is nothing to a guy like Kevin Hart.
Yeah, and so I imagine he probably got into a situation where he was like, you know what? You guys aren't gonna force my hand. If I'm gonna apologize, I'm gonna do it on my own account. I'm not gonna do it because you guys told me to, because you dug into my past stuff, which I probably had already deleted on my own. I don't know if he had deleted it or not.
I think some of it he had. He had also, according to him, he had also addressed it and apologized several times before. And now he's just like, all right.
He just didn't want to bend the knee.
I guess. There may have been some pride there too.
Yeah, why not? He's a really popular, successful guy.
He said, look, I'm almost 40. You expect people not to evolve and this stuff. I think there should be a statute of limitations on jokes.
Yeah.
On having to apologize for things for jokes that you made in the past, especially if that joke worked at the time. If you tell a joke in 2008 and you start getting booed and you start getting backlash and people start pushing back, well, then you messed up, right? Your head wasn't in the right place. Your joke didn't work. What you said was terrible and offensive to the majority of people you told it to. That joke failed for you. But if you told a joke and the audience fucking ate it up, and then 10 years later, people are like, wait a minute, I know you told that joke during that time period, and I know the people you told it to, therefore society, accepted it, but now that we've all moved on from that, we're going to need to pressure you to, I don't know, feel guilty for being a product of your time?
Yeah, I'm with you, except for the audience, because you can go do a big show for a whole bunch of rednecks and get away with a whole bunch of jokes.
Sure, but know your audience.
Yeah, but I don't think that excludes you from not doing jokes. If I want to go write a whole bunch of really unhealthy, tasteless jokes, I can make them succeed someplace. So the fact that they succeed in front of the animal that is a crowd, I don't think excludes you from having to be responsible for that.
Nah, I totally disagree. If you're doing a show for the Klan and you don't drop some racist jokes, then you're not hitting your mark, buddy.
Okay. No, but that's the point. I mean, that's the extreme level of it, right?
Yes.
Like you can go do a show for like the Klan Purple Dragon, like Jamboree, whatever the fuck it is. And
sounds like a good time.
Yeah, right. But like, I don't think that, I think that you have to be responsible for that. Because at the time, those people could have been petrified to go to the show, so they can't go to the show, or they're not allowed to go to the show, or they don't have the right to go to the show, or whatever it is. I think you have to be responsible for your jokes, but I think the responsibility lies with you. I don't think some outside company should have the right to like press their thumb down on you, because has the Oscars ever come back and apologized for all the awards they gave for all the movies and all the jokes they've ever written at any other Oscars award that has been off-putting? Like, they probably told some awful stuff, but awful as respect to now, you know?
Oh,
but that's on them.
A lot of beef with the Oscars.
Yeah.
I got, like, especially because they're trying to play, all self-righteous and high and mighty and all that stuff. Like, the whole Sean Penn thing. There was this whole thing where Sean Penn and Madonna dated in the 80s.
Yeah, I remember
and
that.
he supposedly hit her with a bat.
Oh my God.
The police had to intervene. He allegedly tied her up with a lamp cord for like 9 hours or something.
Whoa.
Now, these stories had been going around up until about 2015, where Madonna finally cleared them up and said, a lot of that stuff wasn't true. But there was some kind of police intervention, and these stories have been going around forever. And during that time, Sean Penn went ahead and won 2 Oscars.
Right.
When
Yeah.
he was the guy who supposedly beat up Madonna. And for whatever reason, she stayed silent on those rumors for years. And then you got like Terrence Howard,
Yeah.
also domestic abuse guy. I mean, he has other talents, but
Yeah.
he was accused of...
Hustle and flow, baby.
Yeah, he was accused, certainly, of domestic abuse, and I believe he was arrested for it.
Yeah.
Won an Oscar.
It's easy.
Woody Allen,
Yeah,
fucking
Woody
Roman
Allen.
Polanski.
Woody Allen.
Are they gonna take Mel Gibson's Oscars away?
Yeah.
He did some pretty terrible
Or
things.
did they apologize for awarding it to him?
Right.
So
Did they? That's what I'm saying. So why are the Oscars all of a sudden trying to get high and mighty on Kevin Hart
Yeah.
for something he did years ago?
I think because they're a failing institution, their viewership goes down every year, and they're doing everything they can to like keep people watching. And you're trying to please everybody, but yeah, it's so easy it's like the pot calling the kettle black. Like you can't.
And
if Kevin Hart wants to go back and apologize, power to him. That's probably what he wants to do. And that sounds like what he did.
Yes.
And I kind of respect him for being like, get off my dick. You know what I mean? Like, I don't need this from you. Call up whoever the next guy is that wants to do this. Who they get to replace him now?
Well, that's the thing. They're having trouble finding a replacement because, so from what I had read, the industry is urging their talent not to take the gig because the people will dig up your old tweets and things like that, and suddenly you'll be problematic. Yeah, and it doesn't pay a lot, and the exposure's just not what it used to be.
It's not what it used to be.
And you need they want like a star. Sure, a no-name would do it. I would jump on that in a heartbeat.
Right.
But they want like an A-list star to do it because that's what the Oscars is.
And a comedian, somebody who's funny.
So I'm sure it'll be Billy Crystal again. He'll punch his like 9th Oscar subway ticket.
Like I that's such an old school Hollywood thing, the Oscars. I've been to the Emmys, which is obviously not the same as the Oscars, but same sort of category again.
Okay.
And it is a cavalcade of who's. But all those parties and all those events, it's all political. It's all political. They're all, the way you vote for an Oscar is the Oscar committee, and you have to spend a massive amount of money to campaign to get, that's why they send out screeners every year. You have to spend massive amount of money to get your project in front of the voting audience, even at all. And even in that case, you have to have events on top of that and throw galas. And when we were nominated for Emmys, it was like, yeah, you should have this giant party, invite all these people and host it and play all these things. And it was like just to get the buzz around the voters in LA. And it is a racket. It's self-gratifying to an extent, And I think that's why it's dwindling.
Well, also they're honoring movies that people aren't really watching. So I heard Kevin Smith talking a little bit about the Oscars because he did that movie Red State, and he wanted one of his actors to get nominated. So he called his buddy, and apparently his buddy he worked Oscar campaigns. That's what he does every year.
Right.
And he's like, hey, how much I just want to nominate one of my actors for Best Supporting Actor. How much? And just to get the ball started, I believe it was like $500,000 just for the minimum. $500,000 just to get it going.
Wow. The Emmys is nowhere near
that was years ago, so I'll have to look up if that number has changed or if that's even the right number. But it was something ridiculous. Something where he was like, nope, not gonna do it.
Yeah, why would you do it? There's like the People's Choice Awards or something like that. Go do that.
Well, you know what I think is probably worse than that or as bad are these internet award shows that are like, get your audience to come vote and you'll win.
Yeah.
What the hell kind of award is that?
Well, dude, I'll tell you, man. I mean, I own a comedy club, and award shows sell tickets. It's a really fun event for the people who are the community of your theater. It's everybody gets dressed up. It's fun to be honored in front of your friends. All that is fine. All that is really fun, and it's good vibes. I think the problem with Hollywood is the industry as a whole is broadened so drastically that everybody's like, yeah, I don't really watch movies as much anymore. Like, I really don't care about, like, it's not like if you're a movie star in LA nowadays that you're like the king of all, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The Rock does videos with Lily Singh for a reason because she's just as baller as him, you know, on some levels. So they don't have that chokehold on the entertainment industry that they used to. So it means less inevitably, you know?
Well, let me ask you this. What won Best Picture last year?
Best Picture last year. I think it was The Shape of Water. Maybe.
Was that it?
Maybe.
Are you sure?
A Splash with a monster? It was basically Splash with a monster.
The fish humping?
Yeah, the fish
Okay.
humping. Although
Okay.
that movie was excellent.
I'm sure they are. The movies, they're always well done. They're
Yeah.
always good. But
Yeah.
I was actually trying to test you. I was
Yeah.
because I was figured you would say I don't know, and I would go, yeah, I don't know either.
Yeah.
Neither does anyone because no one watches and no one remembers what won.
Yeah.
But what you do remember, Black Panther. You remember movies
Yeah.
like Star Wars, which I don't think won any kind of Oscar, not Best Picture, certainly not.
But
maybe for score. You remember Jaws?
Yeah.
Jaws was a critical bomb.
Was it?
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't realize that.
So, Jaws, there's an interesting story behind Jaws, and I don't want to mess it up, but basically, they used to do these pre-screenings for critics before they would release a movie. And
Yeah.
based on that feedback, they would go, okay, this movie, like, is going to be great, and we're going to do these wide releases. Now, if they pre-screen it and it gets really bad reviews, they go, okay, we have to release this everywhere at the same weekend, and we can't let any more reviewers watch it because we don't want word to get out that this movie sucks.
Wow.
So we're going to literally release it nationwide at the same time. Before that, you'd have a movie released in New York, and then it would get released in little towns in Indiana. You know, like you could see a movie in a big city before you could see it in a small town.
Right.
And if the movie wasn't doing well, they wouldn't even release it in the small town. But when
Right,
Jaws
right.
came out, they wanted to release it everywhere because they wanted to avoid the bad press.
And they had already spent a ton of money on it.
It was, I think, the first like nationwide simultaneous release, and it came out and it was this huge hit.
Yeah, that's where the term blockbuster was coined, was Jaws.
Yeah.
Because they released it in New England or something, and there was a line all the way down the block for the movies, and that was what was called blockbuster from
There
Jaws.
you go.
Yeah.
I probably butchered that story, but something like that. So,
Well, I think like I don't know if I agree with you in terms of I don't remember Black Panther. I don't remember any of the Star Wars shit. It's all the I'm so tired of comic book movies. I'm tired of it. They don't do anything for me. They don't move me at all. They don't excite me. It's all just the same B- for me. So I do appreciate movies like when Dunkirk comes out and every frame is like a painting. Like if you watch Dunkirk, a buddy of mine told me that he had wished that Dunkirk won. Did you see Dunkirk?
no.
All right. Well, it's a World War II movie.
Yeah. No, I know what it is. I know historically what it is.
Got it.
Yeah.
So it was some of the movies when you watch them again, like Shape of Water, the second time, not as good. The surprise is gone and you already know what's going to happen. So it's like the adventure sort of ruined. Dunkirk for me got better because I got to appreciate it for the cinematography, like the art of it. And that's why I think it was such a big, I don't think it won a lot of awards, but I think that movie will go down in history and always be good. You know what I mean? Like it's like every shot is gorgeous, you know? And I do appreciate that. And I hope that never goes away. That art, I hope that never goes away to get replaced by, you know, gymnastics and gymkata and karate and
No one's arguing that these movies that win Oscars and get nominated aren't good.
yeah.
These are objectively, you know, some of the best of the best.
Yeah.
It's a matter of like you've got a really skilled pianist and someone who can play multiple instruments and put on essentially a one-man show and be amazing, and then you've got like a pop star. People gravitate toward the pop star
Right.
for a lot of reasons.
Right.
Pop star sells more tickets,
Right.
and that's why the Oscars is failing,
Well, yes.
because they're investing in the pianist and not the pop star.
Well, I think they're investing in both. The studios, a lot of the studios make a lot of them when, you know, Marvel is Disney, so they can't really have competition. But I will say this, if the Oscars goes away, I think there's a really big risk of losing those really great movies.
Yeah.
because those Oscars, they do hold value, and they give you credit. You know, it's prestige, and it's a level of taste that you're sort of awarded. So I hope they don't go away, but they got to stop with that, like putting their thumb on people's neck. Kevin Hart, like,
I know.
I wish we knew what the tweets were. I don't know what the tweets were.
I didn't pull them up. They were, he said that if he caught his son playing with dolls, he'd smash the dollhouse over his son's head and say in his voice, "Yo, man, that's gay." Yeah, look, the jokes aren't very good, but they're clearly structured as jokes if you look at them.
Yeah.
He's not literally saying that he would smash something over his child for being a homosexual. It's not meant to be taken literally.
Yeah.
And that's very clear in the tweets. Although there were, I don't know, maybe a dozen of them total over the course of a couple of years, because that's kind of the comedy he was going for.
Yeah.
Now, those aren't jokes I would have made at that time. But that's what he was doing. It was working for him.
Yeah.
And he got away with it, and now all of a sudden, 10 years later...
And people's sensitivity was different. They weren't, it was just a different time. And I think it'll swing back the other way at some point, but I think it'll never be exactly the same. I think it'll always be, even if you think about the gender issue, like even if you're like, all right, I need a man and a woman. If you say that in San Francisco and in front of an audience, it's a little weird. Because everybody there is really aware that, like, hey, there might be a couple people who feel excluded by that statement. I don't know what to do about it. I really don't know what to do about it. If I want to have a battle of the sexes to find out who's, if you do a quiz show and be like, let's put the smartest man against the smartest woman. I don't know. I guess my question would be like, what do you want me to say? Should there be 4 categories? Like, how long do you want this to take? But the fact is that there's a heightened awareness about that now, and I think it'll swing back a little bit, but I don't think it'll ever be exactly the same.
Yeah, the thing is, I'm comfortable with progress. I'm okay with it, and I hear what you're saying, and I'm not sure where that stuff is, that gender stuff is headed. Because my philosophy is like, all right, fine, I'll call you whatever you want to be called, but just let's agree on what that is.
Yeah.
Let's agree on what that is, so I can figure it out, so I can know, and that I won't screw it up. Because when I grew up, you had a man and you had a woman, and I didn't even know transgender was a thing.
Yeah.
And now it is, and there's people who have what do they call that?
Hermaphrodite.
Yeah. This is right, which I don't even think that's a proper term anymore. So they have like that, and they have you got sex versus gender, and it gets really complicated.
Yeah.
And all that stuff. That's fine. I want you to be happy, but just let me know. Let's get a final answer on this.
Give me a chart or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's get a final answer on this, so I'm not caught looking like an idiot.
Yeah. I think everybody's starting to realize, like, you're not going to be able to function if you micromanage every single tiny decision or comment or whatever. And I do think it drives a wedge between people, which is the opposite of what it's trying to do, which is bring people together.
Yeah.
So we'll figure it out.
Jesus, I hope so.
Jesus,
this country's going to hell.
In a handbasket.
Going to hell.
I'd love a handbasket. I don't have any handbaskets.
Well, Christmas is coming up,
buddy.
Hey,
what do you guys want for Christmas?
Santa Claus is always listening.
Ooh, there we go.
All right. So we can all agree that, certain words are bad, right?
Yes.
Certain words stir up controversy, certain words you can't use in certain context, or society will push back on you. You got like the N-word, you got words like retarded and things that have sort of evolved over time to be worse than they once were. And, it can be pretty annoying, but I think we all agree, some things are just better not said in certain circumstances.
Yes.
So that all sounds great and logical until PETA jumped into the conversation.
Oh, man.
So PETA, the People for Ethical Treatment of Animals, they want people to stop using these animal phrases.
There are hate terms for animals?
Like instead of saying kill 2 birds with 1 stone, they want you to say feed 2 birds with 1 scone. This is an official report that they put out. Official statements. So instead of saying beat a dead horse, they want you to say feed a fed horse.
In the words of one of my favorite MCs at the time, Prof, no. I'm just not going to do it.
So what they said was they said words matter. And as our understanding of social justice evolves, our language evolves along with it. Here's how to remove speciesism from your daily conversations.
Nope. No.
Like, instead of saying take a bull by the horns, you say take a flower by the thorns.
How about pee on a PETA person?
Yeah, and they compare this language to racist and homophobic and ableist language.
No, not doing it.
No, it's not the same thing.
It's not the same at all.
It is not the same thing.
It's sort of insulting to the people who have actually suffered from that. Like those people are all people who could be focusing that energy on the actual hate verbiage instead of, like I'm tired as a dog, or I'm dog tired. Can I not say dog tired anymore? Like
tired as a dog?
I think it's dog tired.
Dog tired?
Dog tired. Yeah. Ugh.
No, animals. Okay. You could call your house cat a punk ass bitch 9 times a day, every day. Your cat is not going to give a shit.
No. She will not.
No.
No.
Not at all, because cats don't understand that kind of language. They do not have that nuance in their vocabulary.
Yeah.
Nor does any animal that I'm aware of.
Yeah. Plus, the horse is already dead. Who cares if you beat it?
Not me.
Who cares if you beat that horse? I love animals, man. I have a lot of pets. 2 of them. I used to have 3. I believe they have a spirit and a personality. I don't like the thought of people hurting animals, and there are definitely people out there who hurt them. I don't think that these terms are going to make anything any different at all. That's not what they should be focusing their energy on. If PETA wants to change that, then, take any meeting that you have where you came up with that dumbass bullshit and open another dog kennel, or find a way to fundraise for, to stop bullfighting in Spain or whatever the hell that is, which is kind of awful. But that type of shit it just makes me laugh at you.
Well, yeah.
It's just like so eye rolling. It's awful.
Well, so to me, PETA has always been like the Westboro Baptist Church of animal activism. Whereas, look, you could be preaching for a good cause. You could be saying, look, we need to step up our game when it comes to factory farming and, treating animals a little more ethically. There's a huge argument to be made there, and I believe that is a noble cause. But that's not really what they're doing. They're trying to police our language, our everyday language, as if changing a colloquial saying is going to affect anything ever. As if your animal gives a shit. Your animal's like, bitch, my bowl is empty right now, and I need you to fill it. You can call me whatever you want as long as you put some kibble right there.
Right. And it's like, even kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Like, how old is that? Who was the last time someone threw a rock and killed a bird with it? Like, saying that is not inspiring me to just throw rocks at birds. And if somebody has an arm like that, then if you could kill 2 birds with the same stone,
that's impressive.
You should call the Yankees. I think if you stop saying that and some kid never threw a stone at a bird, maybe you don't get a pitcher. And maybe we lose all that money from ticket sales.
Well, you know what's funny about that? Kill 2 birds with 1 stone, feed 2 birds with 1 scone.
Scones are terrible for birds, by the way.
I was going to say, scones, like bread, will kill a bird.
Yeah.
It can kill a bird. So congratulations on that.
Yeah. You just you just led to bird obesity nationwide. It's PETA. Is that like the whole thing where it's like illegal to throw rice at weddings now because the pigeons will eat it and die because rice expands,
Yeah.
So they literally gorge themselves and die on rice. My thought is, if you're as dumb to eat yourself to death, maybe we could use a few less pigeons in the world, right? Like, I'm sorry, but crikey.
They are the rats of the bird kingdom.
Yeah, and you don't see rats eating themselves to death on rice. Rats know, they're like, hey man, my tummy feels a little gurgly. Maybe I'm going to stop. Maybe I'm going to squirrel some of this away, no pun intended. Just squirrel it away. Guess I can't say that anymore.
No.
You can't squirrel anything away.
okay, so that's where PETA gets me. Okay, because you see a problem like that, you say, look, we used to throw rice at weddings. Problem is, the birds would eat the rice and they would die. So now we have this rule. Let's all agree not to throw rice at weddings because it killed birds. That's logical.
Yeah.
So PETA would see that example and they would go, wait a minute. They throw rice at weddings, birds eat the rice and die. We should all stop getting married.
Right.
That's what PETA would say.
No more nuptials, everyone. None.
Sorry
about your love. You're gonna be bad for the pigeons.
Yeah.
For the pigeons. Not even real doves.
I want to spank PETA with my leather belt for this nonsense.
No, PETA. Bad PETA. Down. No. That's what you have to do.
They go back to throwing buckets of blood on people. See, that was interesting.
Somebody did that. I used to work in Chicago in a restaurant, and we were upstairs, and below us was a furrier. I think it's called a furrier.
Okay.
So they sold fur coats and stuff. And there was like a big protest one day because people would walk down Michigan Avenue, and it's like the sort of bougie part of Chicago. And this one woman was wearing a white mink jacket, and this person threw a whole pint of blood all on that jacket. That was one pissed off rich person. I don't know how much those things cost, but they're not cheap. They are not cheap.
What if it was fake? What if it was a knockoff?
I don't think it was fake because she was right by the furrier, like
Oh, okay.
sort of walking into the furrier or walking out of it or something. And it was just like, to see that sort of in action, like we were up at the windows, and it was just like, oh, the cops came, and then there was like a big commotion and everything. And I wonder if furriers have like worked in like a new product to like get like protester blood out of their products. It's like, it's blood resistant if you get attacked by a protester.
Well, I do think it's on that line of being shitty to kill an animal for its fur.
I do, yeah.
Nowadays, when we have all of these other alternatives.
Yeah.
And you remember in the Paul Manafort trial, it came out that he had this big lavish lifestyle, and one of the jokes was that he literally had an ostrich skin jacket.
Wow.
So that to me that's too far. Not just because it's an animal skin, but I'm looking at that going, ostriches, that they don't even have like a skin or a pelt that would be desirable to the touch.
Right, and not enough of it. You have to kill like a bunch of them to get one jacket.
Probably. Now you're just being weird.
Yeah.
Now you're just being wacky and extravagant.
It depends for me on what the animal is. If you're making leather boots and things out of cowhide, then it's like using all of the buffalo, right? Like
right.
if you're slaughtering the cow and you're eating the steak and the milk and all that stuff, and you're using everything, okay. But like killing a little weasel for just like to rip his skin off, and that's it. You're not gonna eat a weasel. You're literally killing him for a cosmetic purpose. That to me is shitty.
I agree. Yeah. Ugh. I want to join PETA just to see what they're about.
Oh.
I just want to go. It's kind of my fascination. I have the same fascination with Scientology. Like I just want to go check it out.
Yeah.
And maybe let them brainwash me like 5%, just so I can kind of get that other side.
Yeah, infiltrate. I bet you they have like some pretty. I bet you they keep an eye out for that because there's probably a lot of people who want to infiltrate the Scientologists.
Yeah, I had I was reading this thing on flat earthers.
Oh, boy.
Right, the other day. And we'll have to do this topic like next week or something because it's a total sidebar. But I was like, I wonder what this is all about. It can't just be that the Earth's flat. Like, there's got to be more detail to it than that.
Yeah.
As there always is. And I started reading about it, and man, that shit gets intricate.
Deep.
Yeah, we'll talk about it next week,
Yeah.
but I want to prime you for that. Like, next week, we can talk about the whole flat Earth thing.
I mean, we have pictures. We have freaking pictures, man.
There are responses because they're used to arguing with people, so there are responses to all of it. So I want to lay it out because it'll be fun.
All right.
So check this out. I've seen, and I'm sure you have too, a lot of sort of YouTube or internet trends. In my day,
Back in my day,
I've seen a ton. I've seen everything from like is the dress gold and white, or is it yellow and
it was gold,
green, or
gold,
whatever the
goddamn.
hell it is.
It was gold.
I've seen the Tide Pod challenge. I've seen the videos where people do nothing but blow things up. Will this blow up? And they'll stick dynamite in it and blow it up.
Yeah.
Videos where people just eat weird stuff. There's all kinds of trends.
Yeah.
So we got a new one now.
Ooh, for Christmas.
And
just in time for Christmas.
It's called speed cleaning. And it's
I kind of love it already.
Subgenre, specifically on YouTube.
Okay.
Speed cleaning. And you've got these women, and they clean. I mean, it's just like it sounds. It's a stationary camera, and these women clean. But the thing is, they're in, like, booty shorts.
Oh, I thought it would be, like, sped up. I thought it would be, like,
Sometimes
a
it is.
fast motion thing.
Sometimes it is. So I'm going to play a little bit of it for you. I took the sound out because it's not really important. But...
Ooh la la.
And it just goes on, and, these are 10 minutes, 20 minutes, and these things get millions of views.
Really?
This has like 2 or 3 million views right now.
I mean, it doesn't surprise me. It's like porn almost, like softcore porn.
Right. Here's the crazy... It's just funny, like she's so nonchalant in the booty shorts. Here's the crazy thing about this. They get... So first of all, they're monetized. This is monetized. We've had plenty of videos unmonetized for language and subject matter and stuff like that.
Right.
This is apparently fine. This passes the YouTube smell test. These women are making money.
Smell test.
Okay. Right. The other thing is they all seem to have a Patreon.
Oh, that doesn't surprise me.
And I don't think it's this woman, but one of the women is making like $13,000 or $14,000 a month.
What? Dude, where's my booty shorts? I'm sure there's a market for us. We
Doesn't
could clean
that-
this place a little bit, It's sort of dusty in here.
Doesn't that make it seem like, doesn't that make it look advantageous to be a woman in entertainment? And I know that's a total illusion, and the grass is always greener on the other side. And
it
all
makes
this
it
stuff,
advantageous to sell sex, not women, because I'm sure that there's the market for this is men who are paying for it, but there are probably just as many gay men who would do it for a man. So I think it's not about being a woman. It's about being okay being the object of sexual desire and being paid for that.
I'm okay with that. I just can't do it.
Yeah, I'm
I
okay
can't
with
do
it.
it and make money.
I'm 100%
I
in support
totally
of
do
it.
it.
I'm 100% in support of this being monetized, because how many movie trailers out there are people getting slashed to death, gut punched, but like the human body, I have no problem with people. I just don't have any problem with it. There's nothing wrong with it to me. I mean, it's a little slutty, it's a little smutty, but like, there's no shame in
certainly
it.
sleazy.
It's sleazy, but there's no shame in it for me. Like, sexuality is a part of people, and it's gonna sell. If people want to watch it and give them a Patreon, then fine.
But why does YouTube allow this stuff to be monetized?
Because it's non-nudity. I mean, it's not nudity, right? It's close.
How many of our videos have been demonetized? And I've never shown my balls on camera yet.
But have you shown the silhouette of your balls? I don't know.
What?
I mean, there's videos. How many like hip hop videos out there where a girl is just wearing a G-string? How many Snoop Dogg videos are out there where there's a bunch of strippers and they're all dancing around. They're wearing a bikini. That girl had a t-shirt on. There's videos where girls are wearing scantily clad bikinis, and it's, totally fine. And it's totally fine for every superhero to be like in like the most form-fitting spandex thing ever and doing split jumps and all that. I mean, even if you're like look at surfing videos. Girls are wearing like bikinis in surfing videos and moving all athletically and stuff. So I don't.
But this is sexuality disguised as cleaning. Here's
that girl was clearly cleaning.
Here's what I want you to do.
Clearly cleaning.
Yeah, clearly. And every guy that watches her also doing a little cleaning
of the pipes.
Listen, okay. Here's what I want you to do at home. And Zach, do this. I want you to go to YouTube and search. Just search for speed cleaning.
Oh, this is going to mess up
and
your algorithm.
Tell me what comes up.
Oh, you're going to get in trouble now.
No. Just the word speed and cleaning. Okay. Those are two very, no pun intended, clean words.
Yeah.
What comes up? It's women in fucking booty shorts.
Yeah, the very first thing that comes up is that woman that you just showed.
What's the second thing?
How to vacuum speed clean tips, same thing.
Same thing. What's the third thing?
Another clean speed cleaning in the bathroom, another different woman, same thing.
Another different woman in booty shorts,
Ooh.
same thing. It is a thing.
Right.
It is a subgenre called speed cleaning.
Oh no, I believe it.
And they're legitimately cleaning house. They're making sexual videos disguising it as cleaning, and they're getting past YouTube's censors. You got to admire the hustle on
How
some
much
level.
do you want to bet that this clip of us gets demonetized?
Probably.
Yeah, dude. I don't see any reason why you would demonetize it. I disagree with YouTube when they demonetize our stuff.
I do too, but that's the thing. They got to keep it consistent.
Hey, look, man. If Tide wants to sponsor these lovely young women to speed clean all over the place, then power to them.
Tide should sponsor them and the Tide Pod kids.
Or if the
Tide Pod Challenge kids, they eat a Tide Pod, and as they're on their deathbed, they're like, sponsored by Tide.
Yeah, right. Well, are they ever moving to like full nude stuff on Patreon?
Some of them, as I was reading, some of them actually do have, like, obviously on Patreon, you got to give your followers other stuff, other perks, if you will.
Yeah.
And some of them offer, shows.
Yeah.
I assume what goes on in those shows is a lot of nudity.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you this. What's the date of upload of that most popular speed cleaning video?
That first one.
Was this one, the first top one was 1 month ago.
A month.
A month ago.
Several million views in a month, and she's just cleaning in butt shorts.
Right. So I wonder if maybe they just haven't caught up yet.
Of course they haven't caught up yet. Like, clearly the algorithm pushes all that to the top.
Yeah.
And one of those women's making $14,000 a month.
Well, you know what? There's basketball players making $14,000 a month. Why shouldn't she be able to make $14,000?
Because they have talent.
It's natural talent. That girl's butt has talent.
My ass.
Yeah, it does. It is a talent. Not everybody has that butt. No one wants to look at my butt. I'm not allowed to. No one wants to look at that butt. I will not come out against it.
See, that's the career path we could have taken.
Being
screw making content.
Yeah.
Screw writing songs, putting a video together, getting a crew to produce that video, meet a deadline. All you got to do is wear some short shorts and mop your living room.
Yeah, but
floor.
There's guys making millions of dollars a month playing video games.
Again, a skill.
Yeah, I guess. I guess.
Like, there's a skill, there's competition.
But there's also a skill to being
esports.
sexy. There's a skill to being sexy. Like, I'm sure there's thousands and thousands of people trying to do this, but this particular woman or whatever, these women have a certain niche about them that like sets somebody's, what's that term? Their fetish like buzz going. So, and you have to have a certain amount of like emotional intelligence to be able to do that. And it's just like some porn stars are more successful than others.
You're telling me that her emotional intelligence is worth $14,000 a month?
Hey man, I'm not gonna ever shit on somebody else's hustle if it's not doing anybody any harm. There's no harm in it. That's what I'm saying. There's no harm in it.
No, there's not. It's a little bit it's shady in terms of that it gets past the algorithm. I mean, it's not illegal by any means.
Yeah. And she's not making $14,000 a month on YouTube.
Right.
She's making $14,000 a month on Patreon.
Right.
Which is a completely different argument.
But her YouTube videos are monetized.
Right.
So she's making, several thousand. If she put that up last month and it's got 2 million views or whatever, she made a couple thousand.
Yeah.
And probably other ones. I mean, she's got multiple rooms in her house, so she has plenty
she's got multiple
of material.
Cleaning devices. I want to see
right.
the the Dust Buster episode.
Did you watch the one with the lemon pledge?
Yeah.
The one with the blue shorts and the lemon pledge.
No, man, you got to watch this squeegee episode, man.
Oh,
the squeegee
snap.
though, son.
That sound it makes. Oh, it's so fine.
That girl Swiffer made me stiffer.
I did see. I did. What is it? I did see the Dustbuster Christmas special.
Did you?
Yeah,
right
I did.
on.
She had a little Santa hat on.
Yeah.
She had a bow on the booty shorts.
Oh yeah.
And she was dust busting away.
Yeah, y'all. White glove treatment.
My mama said, "Find me a woman who can clean."
She just turned into a different
It's
person.
ridiculous. Well, it's weird with all this porn out there.
Hey man,
All this
sometimes
free porn. Why?
whatever floats your boat, dog.
Why? Why that?
Why that? Why clean? I don't know. That I don't know. Maybe it's a naughty thing. Like, ooh, I'm not supposed to be seeing this, but I am.
And that you don't get that with just standard pornography?
I mean, you could find anything. I'm sure if you went onto Pornhub and typed in speed cleaning, it would be all over that shit.
See, that's what our society is so screwed up. And as we get older, and as I become older, and I feel like an old man, and I'm saying crazy shit like, back in my day, we watched pornography.
Right.
None of this weird speed cleaning and booty shorts nonsense.
Right. We just watch people actually having
People
sex.
had sex, and they liked it.
With their body parts.
They touched each other.
Yeah. Dude, people have been freaky since the dawn of time, though. There's a sex museum in Paris, and I went. And there are like paintings of like ancient Rome and like China and Japan, and people were all the same kind of freaky since forever.
This is like reverse freaky though. That's the thing that kills me.
Yeah.
It's like an anti-joke. It's like a joke that's so bad it's funny because it's bad.
Yeah.
That's where this is screwing me up.
Well, what about
it's so not sexy that it's sexy for some people?
I mean, haven't you ever heard of like the sexy French maid outfit? That's like the oldest like sexy outfit ever.
Yeah, but that's the point is like that these guys they bang, at least in the pornos that I've read about in Cosmopolitan, they bang the French maid. That's the goal.
Yeah.
And in this one, it's just some woman cleaning.
You're voyeuring. Voyeuring?
Voyeuring.
Yeah. Well, they have a company in LA called Topless Maids, where like a maid just comes to your house.
I've seen the ads.
I can't imagine that's a comfortable situation. Like, how uncomfortable could you possibly be where you're like, I just don't know. You have to be a psychopath not to feel that awkwardness in the room.
So a woman comes to your house and is topless and cleans.
Yeah.
So I've got a theory on the whole topless maids thing because I've seen those ads in LA a lot.
Yeah.
There's like they paint topless maids on the side of a van, like the advertisement, and then they park the van and you drive by and you see it.
Yeah.
I've seen that a million times. My theory on that is you're not going to find someone who's good at both of those things. They're either going to be hideous but amazing at cleaning.
Yeah.
Or they're going to be hot but they suck at doing your dishes.
Right. I doubt that I wouldn't be surprised if that topless maid thing is like a little show that they do with a feather duster and then they leave. I wouldn't hire them before your in-laws come in town.
Well, also logistically, I imagine that they show up with some kind of bodyguard. So that's weird too. Like the bodyguard stands off in the corner and kind of lets the show go. That's just weird.
Maybe he does some vacuuming or something.
Maybe, maybe.
Maybe lifts up the couch.
Yeah, well she does. Yeah, maybe he helps out.
Yeah.
He's the sidekick.
He is.
Hey, buddy, why don't you stick around?
Well, speed cleaning, huh?
Yeah, that's the thing.
I'm not gonna look that up because you know what?
That's now in Zach's search history.
I hate that about YouTube now. Now, if you look up speed cleaning once, the next time you log on, you're gonna get 9 speed cleaning videos because that's what they think you want. You're like, no, I was just looking into this shit.
I was doing research.
Damn it.
I swear.
Yeah.
Just the research.
Well, there you go.
Well, I think you know about what time it is, sir.
Stoner Thoughts.
We got a stoner thought or two.
All right.
Today, this will be fun. So, first of all, we got a new jingle.
Hey.
That's really nice.
I love it.
So, Stoner Thoughts, as you guys know, it's this game we play where it's just like shower thoughts. We pull these weird thoughts off the internet and then we sort of riff on them.
Speed clean thoughts.
Oh God.
Ooh la la.
Oh, all right. Let's see what this.
Stoner Thoughts.
Anyone who says you can't buy love has never been to a pet store.
Whoa.
Whoa.
That's true.
Yeah.
I love my pets.
I love my pets so much, and I want to believe that they love me.
Yeah. I didn't buy them, though. I adopted them. But I don't know
that's what
that
you like
means.
to tell yourself. You enslaved them, sir.
Get out of that tree. Get into my house.
Like, I didn't ask to be here. I've been trying to run away several times.
Right.
Stoner Thoughts.
The more we use dating websites, the more control we give AI over breeding the next generation of humans.
Oh, my God.
Whoa.
That's very,
it's so
very
scary.
true.
They're selected. Like Zuckerberg could write some code right now that would
Define
nearly eliminate like interracial dating if he wanted to. He's just like, I'm not going to match any interracial couples.
that new Facebook matching thing, right? Like, don't they have a dating?
They're developing one, yeah.
Man.
Right?
Or the other way around, which would, I guess, be fine, but it would be like total the other way, like mix a lot and then be like, no, this is what I feel like. I feel like I'm on a slippery slope here, but this is not what I'm like, maybe for a good reason, but it's still, the point is valid in terms of, yeah, we should be more interracial. We should mix the races more.
Right.
So like everybody would come up as different in their feed, but you're still controlling
So
nature.
you're only matching with like East Indian girls
yeah,
or
you're
something.
still controlling nature.
That's nuts.
Nutty.
Stoner thoughts.
If you ever think you'd be brave at gunpoint, just reflect on how you responded the last time someone aimed a rubber band at you. Whoa.
I'm actually pretty nasty with a rubber band.
Are you?
I can kill 2 birds with 1 rubber band.
But how do you react when someone points one at you?
Usually I just draw mine quicker and get them.
You don't flinch? Because I flinch like crazy.
Do you like?
Oh, no, stop it.
Yeah.
Knock it off, buddy. Anyone who grew up with brothers
Yeah.
knows.
Yeah. Stop it, bro.
That's part of the torture, is to let you to let you wince.
Yeah, just the.
while they
Yeah.
come on, man.
Do they do the wrap around the finger thing or like this way?
The thumb way.
Yeah. I do the thumb way too.
Oh, son of
Far
a
more
bitch.
accurate.
You're that guy.
I'm good with it.
Stoner thoughts.
There's not enough rap songs about staying at home at night and saving money.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Somebody call Andy Samberg.
Just the boring rap song or the
There's that,
normal
I got that
li-
diaper money. I got that diaper money. That's a pretty funny song.
average life. Oh, is that a song?
Yeah. That's Lonely Island has a song called Diaper Money, which is pretty funny. And then there's one other one called it's the guy who's on John. He was on The League for a long time. John
LaJoy?
LaJoy, yeah, LaJoy. He has a song called like Average Guy or whatever, which is pretty funny too, but it's really old. But those are the only two. The point still stands. Not enough.
There should be a whole subgenre of just average, like dad rap, if you will.
Dad rap
with
is good.
actual dads rapping about dad shit.
Dad raps.
I feel like that would be really successful on Facebook.
Probably.
Stoner thoughts.
Porn is bad because it gives people a totally unrealistic idea of how fast a plumber or an electrician will come to your house. Whoa. You know, it is a fantasy.
Yeah. You're going to get it in all holes sometime between 7 a.m. and 4 p.m.
That's
next
right.
Wednesday.
Just be ready.
Yeah.
Be
Hopefully
ready.
someone will be home.
Stoner thoughts.
The stepdad would be a great pro wrestling persona because after delivering beatings to his opponents, he could become intimate with their mothers. Whoa!
What would his special move be?
That's a good one. I got what's something stepdad related?
Like
The why can't you be more like your brother
Yeah.
move?
Yeah. It's like some sort of elbow drop or something.
Yeah.
Just a cool name or the I'm not trying to be your dad. I'm just trying to be your friend.
The talk.
The
sit
talk,
down and
the
talk.
That would be
sit down
full
and talk.
headlock and then just whispers awful things in your ear.
Or maybe the move is right before he drops that final elbow, he stops and he's like, I'm going to get your mother.
Yeah.
And he goes and gets your actual mom, who then comes and lays the hammer down on you.
Hey, because she chooses him over you.
Right, exactly.
Oh,
exactly.
I know you don't want to get up from after that.
Stoner thoughts.
If you went back in time and killed a historic figure before they committed any atrocities, you would simply be a murderer. Whoa! Absolutely. If you had a time machine and you went back in time and you stuck an AK-47 in Hitler's face and blew his brains out,
Yeah.
all people would do was be like, oh my God, you just killed a guy. What are you doing?
Yeah, and you'd be like, I just saved the world. And we'd be like, no, you didn't. We have no idea.
No, he's 19 years old.
But wait, let me show you. Come with me. We can't all fit in your time machine.
Yeah, exactly. They would have no idea what you were doing.
Sorry, everybody who died in awful ways because of dictators.
No, we can't do it.
We can't help you.
No,
We can't help
sorry.
you.
Sorry, I don't want to look like a bad guy.
Yeah.
There we go.
Stoner Thoughts.
In 10 to 15 years, gamer dads will join the sports dads who say, could have gone pro if it weren't for
My bum thumb.
my bone. Exactly. My broken knuckle.
Oh, my bum thumb. I remember spring 2021. Tore my knuckle bone.
When I was your age,
Yeah.
we didn't play this in virtual reality. We played it on a flat screen.
Right? Oh, boy.
And we yelled at each other and through a little speaker headphone thing and threatened to sleep with each other's mother.
Yep.
And we teabagged each other once in a while, and we liked it.
These kids these days and their wavy wands and their three-dimensional
All right,
skills.
Yeah,
Ah,
that'll be fun. VR gaming will be really cool.
I think it will.
I thought about getting one of those rigs. I'm
You
not a
know,
gamer,
I
but-
had a lot of fun with them. It's still such a buy-in. Like you have
Yeah.
to like really put the thing on, and I just miss the day when you put the game in and you play it, and you don't have to download 4 gigs worth of game or update every
Yeah.
time. There's so much time
And-
between the second when you put the game in the console,
Yeah.
which you don't even really do anymore. It's like already on your console.
Yeah, or you download it. Yeah.
Back in my day.
Back in my day.
Oh god.
Right, or you got to sit through 30 minutes of prequel story
Yeah.
before you can actually get to the game. You're like, I just
Yeah.
want to shoot things in the face,
Yeah,
please.
man. Now by the time it revs up, I'm done. I'm tired. I'm already drunk.
I'm already drunk.
Stoner Thoughts.
Burger King and Dairy Queen would have really missed out on a lot of joint promotional opportunities.
Oh yeah.
I fucked that one up.
Oh, yeah, though. Yeah.
Whoa.
Good call. Why don't they do? You know
They should.
They do those combo fast food stores a lot of times. Like it'll be like a Baskin Robbins with a Dairy Queen.
Yeah.
Not a Dairy Queen, but like
a Taco Bell KFC thing.
yeah,
Yeah.
Dairy Queen and Burger King. That'd be good. And Dairy Queens, by the way, are awesome.
Yeah.
They have a lot more of those in the Midwest by where you and I are from, and I haven't seen them around here too much, but they're great. That's what I love fast food chains outside of major cities because the quality is better. You know what I mean? Like
No.
I think that the quality is better. Like if you go to like a Dairy Queen, for example, in the middle of New York City, the foot traffic and the amount of other jobs that you can get in that city are so much that the level of person usually is kind of shady or seedy and like it's dirty or whatever. If you go to a Dairy Queen in like the middle of Indiana, people bring their kids there after baseball games. And like if you're a high school kid, you work at the Dairy Queen and you really try hard. So just like the level of nostalgia and the level of quality is so much better there.
Well, LA's a weird place for fast food anyway, because I don't know anyone here who regularly eats fast food. Or you might meet someone in passing, but usually people are pretty anti-McDonald's
Yeah.
and that kind of stuff.
Well, I don't hang
here.
around with any of those peasant people.
No, I don't hang out with those muggles.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Eating at Arby's like some kind of fucking refugee.
Like some sort of animal.
Stoner Thoughts.
In 60 years, there'll be retro-themed diners where the staff wear skinny jeans and look at their phones while working.
That's so true.
Whoa.
Oh.
That's going to be a thing.
I know.
That's going to be a thing.
I know, and it'll be, and here's the thing, the next generation of kids or 2 generations will be like, man, you guys did this, you lived through this, that was so cool. Wish
Right.
I lived in that time period.
Dude, we play an improv game at our theater called like Time Dash or Genres or whatever. And you like, give us a famous time period. And sometimes people will say like the 90s or the 2000s. And there's solid jokes. Like there's solid jokes for the 90s now. Like, you know, like grunge bands
Yeah.
or like, oh, let me just tie this plaid shirt around my waist and wear it out. And then the 2000s is, I still don't know what the 2000s.
Boy bands,
Yeah, I guess boy bands.
Latin music explosion
Yeah, K-pop maybe.
in the 2000s.
I don't know. I
Okay.
guess, but like, yeah, I think the farther away from it you get, the more defined it gets.
Reality
because
TV.
It solidifies.
Yeah.
Reality TV. Yeah, that's a good one.
Right. Well, you have to look back, and some things you can spot in the moment. You can go, oh yeah, in 20 years we're gonna look back at mumble rap and be like, what the hell were we
Yeah.
thinking?
I mean, honestly, it could be YouTubers for
Yes.
2000s. It could be YouTubing. Like that might be the thing, or like streaming video and stuff. Stoner
Streaming
thoughts.
Streaming video. Well, that was it. That was the game of Stoner
Oh.
Thoughts. All of you won. Every single one of you. You get a free. You'll get a free slice of cheese. Just check your mailbox in the next couple weeks.
Slice of cheese. Get there quick though, because cheese goes bad quick.
Exactly. So all right. Do you think people who take diet pills are cheating? You think that's like kind of a cheat?
I would say it would. I would say if it worked, it's a cheat, but I don't think they work.
You don't think diet pills work?
No,
Are you kidding me?
no.
There's some that are like borderline illegal, or some that used to be legal and now are illegal, and trust me, they worked.
How do they work? I mean, I guess they.
Well, they're appetite suppressants,
Right.
right?
I don't know. I have such a removed relationship with food. Like I have a lot of addictions, and I've been exposed to a lot of things that are very addicting. And food for me has just always, like cigarettes. I've literally tried to get addicted to cigarettes, and it didn't work. I have
aim high.
I know I'm trying Newports, bro, Newports, but I don't understand how people have food addictions. It doesn't. I can't empathize or sympathize with it because I don't have that. So I don't know it's cheating. If someone has an addiction to food and it's hurting them and a pill helps, I guess it's not cheating, you know?
What if they're just morbid, but obese?
Like fat as a cow?
Well,
sorry,
like,
PETA. Sorry, PETA.
Fat to an unhealthy degree.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, if someone's fat to a healthy degree and a pill helps them resolve that, I guess it's not cheating. I wouldn't call it cheating. If you're like getting married in 3 weeks and you need to fit into that dress, so you pound a couple pills, maybe that's cheating. But like, what's the game?
But you fit in the dress, so
You fit in the dress.
So you win the game.
You win.
Well, I was reading this study. It came out of Flinders University.
Flanders University?
Flinders.
Oh,
it might be
Flinders?
Flinders. I actually don't know how to pronounce it.
I would
You know when you
love-
only when you read a word, and then it just kind of gets pronounced the way that you read it in your head,
Yeah.
and you never hear it out loud
Yeah.
until some dumbass corrects you.
Can we please make a Flanders University?
Flanders.
Hey there,
Idly ho.
neighbor. Idly ho.
So these scientists, they removed what's called, it's like the I guess it's called the RCAN1 gene, RCAN1 gene from these mice, and they were able to feed them whatever the mice wanted to eat, as much as they wanted to eat, and the mice wouldn't gain weight. So they're trying to develop this new type of diet pill. It's not an appetite suppressant,
Huh.
but it's actually something that just doesn't allow your body to catch all that fat.
How does it do it?
Oh, but now you're asking me the science of it. I
Yeah,
don't know.
right. So you eat.
So they
the fat.
remove it. They literally remove a gene from you.
So you probably it has something to do with whether you store it or whether you burn it.
Right.
Huh.
Right.
Well,
So
that's
you no
why-
longer store fat.
Right. But for me, like, I feel like if you still have the thing about pills for me is like they're so dangerous. I feel like they're so dangerous. So you're like swapping one danger or one bad thing for the other. Because if you're ingesting those fat calories, they got to go somewhere. Probably what it does is just increase your metabolism so you burn it faster and also not make it store. All of it sounds unhealthy. But maybe a sweet buzz.
But what if it worked?
If it worked,
What if it worked? Would you ever take something like that?
sure.
Like
why
if it
not?
were effective?
If it was safe to a
Yeah.
certain degree, if it was safe, and even if I was in a really bad spot
Yeah.
medically and nothing was working, I would guess it's like people who have a terminal illness, right? And there are drugs in trial, but they can't use them because they're not yet safe.
Right.
There's a large amount of people who are like, I don't care if it's safe, man. I have terminal cancer. Like, it's not safe for me now.
Yeah.
So if you're really battling with that, then give it a shot. I just hope I would just be very cautious that it doesn't. I feel like anything that it like increases your metabolism like that is probably some sort of drug that is like speed or something. I would think maybe if it gets into the wrong hands, like kids or something, it could be really dangerous.
Yeah. Well, any drug in the hands of kids is not going to be. I mean,
Yeah.
that's a concern. But my issue with it is, what about your cardiovascular health? So you're like, so suddenly you take this pill and you're like, look, I can't gain weight. I'm just gonna eat steak all day.
Right.
I'm gonna, eat all these terrible things, eat all this candy,
Yeah.
and suddenly you're putting all this stress on your heart because you're eating all the ton of red meat. Your teeth are all rotted out because you're eating all this sugar.
Yeah.
I think there are benefits to not eating garbage other than just gaining weight. That
Yeah.
would be my first concern. Secondly, I would totally take this pill.
Yeah.
100%. I would be all over this pill.
If it was good for you, or even if it was bad for you,
If it wasn't found to like immediately give you 4 tumors,
or your dick didn't work.
I could work with that. No. No, because like I would take it intermittently. I'd be like, I'm gonna take this for a month,
Right.
and then never take it again for
I
3
got
more
an
years.
awards show I gotta go to.
Well, like
gotta
I
look
want to
good.
be able to eat cake again.
Yeah.
You know how it
yeah.
is when you're on camera.
Yes.
You have to watch what you eat all the time because you'll blow up, and people will let you know immediately. Damn, Ray, you gained 4 pounds.
Well,
Ugh, I
yeah,
did.
totally. And in the face, dude. I always gain it in my face. That's what
Yeah.
I can say. For me, it would be about how do I feel? Can I eat cake? But even if like that's like that's how you know you're getting old. Is if I eat like the wrong thing or too much of the food, I just feel awful.
Yeah.
I feel like my stomach hurts and I feel lethargic. I crash right away after. Oddly enough, fast food doesn't do that to me at all. I feel like a damn champion after I eat fast food. But if I eat like too much pasta now, like
Yeah.
my guts get all gurgly and everything. So if it can help that not happen, if it just burnt it all off so fast, I would take that. Like people who are lactose intolerant, they can take those lactase pills or whatever, and then have some ice cream. Yeah, I would do that. I'm in.
I'd like to be able to drink beer again.
Yeah, God.
Beer's
I
so
drink beer.
terrible for you.
Yeah, I know.
Liquid bread.
Liquid bread. Yeah. Well, if they want to sponsor this podcast, there's certainly a couple of people
Right.
who will eat your pills on camera. What's the pill called?
There is no pill yet.
Oh, it doesn't have a name?
Yeah, it doesn't have a name.
They
well,
don't have a name for it. It's just
well,
a lab.
it's just tests that they're running.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Got it.
It's from what I'd read.
Got it. It did that to mice, huh? I wonder what it does to like a hippopotamus. Show me a
Well-
hippopotamus, turn him into a rat, then we'll talk.
Well, that's stage 9 of the trials. You
Right.
got to work your way up that food chain.
Yeah. If you could-
Until you're feeding, bald eagles.
yeah. If you could turn an elephant into a giraffe with this pill, then we can talk.
Wow. I see. Speaking of that, I think it would be cool if they could miniaturize some of those animals so that I can just have one as a pet. I would like to have like a 2-foot giraffe,
Oh yeah. That
like a
would be so
dog-sized
cute.
elephant.
I bet you a giraffe would be really like well-mannered and a great pet. You could probably breed them down that way. Like look at dogs. If you decided you were going to take that time, the couple, years, hundreds of years probably, you could probably make giraffes small.
Like a mini giraffe.
I bet you there is a mini giraffe out there.
You think so?
There's so many animals out there, dude. There's so many of them. Maybe not.
I don't know.
Like look at a miniature pony. You think that was a natural occurrence? I
don't know.
What
I don't-
advantage does a miniature pony have against natural predators?
Well, I wonder that about those little micro pigs, those little tiny pigs.
I bet you those are all human.
Could I get a
Human made.
hippopotamus that size?
Dude, a micropo?
A micropo?
Micropo. A micropo. A little. Yeah, he would be vicious too. You could be like a little guard dog.
Guard hippo?
Yeah, I have to put him in a little baby pool in the back.
He's just chilling in your
Just
bathtub when
chilling
you
in the
get
ba-
home? Ah, that's the dream.
Yeah.
That's the dream, buddy.
I think I would get a micro rhinoceros too. Those things are awesome. Rhinoceroses are awesome.
Rhinoceri.
Rhinoceri?
Rhinoceri.
Rhinoceri? Rhinoceri!
I feel like they would poke you in your sleep and stuff.
Yeah, wake up. Wake up. Yeah. If you have a good lawn, you'd have to give them a good lawn, like a good yard to play in.
Rhinoceros?
Yeah, because they roam the plains naturally.
Well, so if you got a pet rhino and a pet hippo, would they fight?
That's a great question. That would be a good battle. It depends on whose turf it was. If it was in the water, then, we're going to give it to the hippo.
Yeah.
Hippos are far more aggressive, but rhinoceroses have that horn.
They
But
got that armor,
hippos
too.
got those teeth. I just don't think the teeth, I think a rhino would have more force with his upwards momentum of that horn than a hippo would with his bite.
Well, I think they maul people.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so I don't think a hippo could maul a rhinoceros.
Yeah, exactly. They have too much armor,
Yeah,
too much weight.
I feel like we're heading into an ERB episode.
Yeah, or animal battle. I think there's a show called Animals Battle or something like that, which is pretty funny.
Where they dress up like the animals?
Like
and,
what would win a gorilla or a grizzly bear?
And would they just talk about it, or they put on costumes?
I think there's like a animatic, or like they animate it or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm into that.
I'm into that too. I'd watch that.
I'd watch that.
Yeah.
I'd watch me. Let me ask you this really important question.
Okay.
Are you a liar?
Oh God. If I say no, then I guess the answer is yes.
I know. It's a
Right.
tough question. It's a tough question.
Yeah. I try not to, but I lie. I feel like I lie probably on an average amount.
See, but that could be a lie. That's the problem with liars.
Yeah. One of us always tells the truth and one of us always lies.
Oh,
I
God.
still don't get that from The Labyrinth. I still never figured that out. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah, I love that movie.
Yeah.
You remind me of the babe. What babe? The babe with the power. What power? The power of voodoo. Who do? You do. Do what? Remind me of the babe.
I guess you
great.
do like that movie.
I may have caught it
Couple
on
times.
cable.
Yeah, a couple times.
Maybe.
Yeah, I think I lie. I try not to lie anymore. I think I lie more by exaggeration than anything else. You know, like as a story gets older in your mind, the details get more and more foggy, and you're like, oh man, that guy was like 6'12". It was so huge.
Suddenly you're the hero.
Yeah, suddenly I was way more courageous than I actually was. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Have you ever had a friend do that?
Oh
You ever
yeah.
had a friend tell a story and they exaggerate the hell out of it, and you think I was there, and that
Yeah.
is not the way. You coward
Do
like
you
a bitch.
do you out them? I never
No.
out them. I don't.
No.
You got to get your
I
boys
just
back.
let,
in
yeah,
that
I
situation.
just.
Yeah.
Well, I never back them, but I don't remember what happened. You know,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna call someone out if they want to bullshit. They want to bullshit. If they're trying to bullshit me, then I'll call
Yeah.
them out because I don't appreciate that.
I will say that the cell phone is the great bullshit squasher of our generation. Like in my dad's generation, he would be like, "Yeah, those are the Smoky Mountains." You're like, "They're not the Smoky Mountains, Dad." Like, "Yeah, they are. I know for a fact they're the Smoky Mountains." And it was just whoever cared more
Right.
won. But now you're like, "Really? No."
Well,
And that just squashes it.
well, the new thing, the sort of post-truth thing, is when you, not to make this political, when you got a guy like Trump,
Yeah.
and you got him on camera saying a thing, and he's still just like, "Nope, I never said it.
No.
Nope,
Still
didn't happen.
say it.
Nope, fake news." Fake news. It's Hillary, the Democrats, and George Soros all making it up. Fake news.
Yeah.
And it just works.
Yeah.
It's the funniest thing
As long
ever.
as I can get enough people to like jump on board.
At some point, it just works. Well, there was a study recently out of, I guess it's Brandeis or Brandeis. I don't know how to
Brandeis,
say.
Brandeis.
University, where they showed that it takes as little as 45 minutes for someone to believe their own lie.
Oh, hell yeah.
And the older you are, the more likely you are to believe your own lie. So here's what they did. They took these certain demographics. I think they only had two demographics. They had millennials and they had people over 60. I don't know
Okay.
why they didn't have anyone in between.
Okay.
So they made them take a questionnaire and they told them to lie. And the questionnaire, it was simple stuff. It was like, did you eat lunch with a spoon today? And you're supposed to lie. You go, yes, I did, when you didn't.
Right.
So then they would wait a period of time and they would go back and give you the same test with similar questions. And they would say, okay, now tell the truth. And the people who had lied were more likely to believe this false information. And they believed it in a really quick amount of time. And the older people really stuck to those lies. They were, no, I ate lunch with a spoon.
Wow. I wonder if that's because of their age and their mental health,
Yeah.
or if it's like a generational
They're just
thing.
stubborn.
Yeah, or just like a thing where you like with my dad, like he probably really believed those were the Smoky Mountains because he either told him that you just have that kind of weird confidence in yourself where you've been lying to yourself
Yeah.
for so long, your brain just makes that happen. I guess there is, I mean, those are like lie detectors tests and stuff. There's chemical reactions that happen in you when you lie. And
Yeah.
You know you're lying. It's like either your nerves or your heart rate goes up or something like that.
Well, what they were saying was that misinformation creates false memories. So when
Right.
these people were saying, I ate lunch with a spoon, they didn't think really much of it. They would just know that they were told to lie. And then an hour later, they were asked the same question and they remembered that they ate lunch with a spoon, even though they didn't.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. Memory is a weird ass.
It's really
thing.
weird. Misinformation apparently really, really drives all that, which is why propaganda and fake news and all that. So that's why it works.
Yeah. I remember writing a song about a memory I had, like a very, like my little brother almost fell off a waterfall and my dad like saved him.
I heard that song.
And yeah. And so I remember when I was writing that song, I like wrote a rough draft of it. And then I was like, I better call up my dad and my brother just to make sure I got this right. And like 4 major details I had in it were wrong.
Oh,
Like,
wow.
Totally wrong. So I had to like go back and and then when they said it, I was like, oh yeah. It was like I had like them placed. First, I had his age completely wrong. At first, I thought he was like much older than he was, and then it was just. But I could see it. You know what I mean? I could see him at that age in my mind. But then when he was like, "No, I was older," I was like, "Oh yeah," and then like that memory shifted in my brain. It's really weird how that happens.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's the issue when you've got all this propaganda and stuff floating around is in the moment you might be like, this is stupid. This is propaganda. I don't believe any of it. But when you're trying to recall back, especially the further back you go, oh yeah, I'm trying to remember what that politician said. Was it?
Yeah.
You know, and then you start to remember that fake stuff.
Yeah, totally.
Like it's real.
Oh yeah, he did say that racist thing.
Right.
And they're like, and then they go back and like, no, none of that was racist. But then you can read into it.
Yeah.
When you thought he said it, and you're like, oh, which one is it? Oh, it was that one. That shit is powerful, man. The brain is a powerful tool.
Well, it's like the your romantic partner might tell you, I don't remember what you said. I just remember how you made me feel. How it made me feel.
Yeah. That's kind of sweet.
And that's all that really matters.
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of sweet until it goes in the other direction. Right. I just know you made me feel like shit.
Yeah, right. I don't know what you said. You just made me feel like shit.
Right. And that's the only memory that gets, but what you actually said is almost irrelevant.
Yeah. What you intended.
I dated someone briefly who I suspect believed her own bullshit. And it was the most frustrating thing in the world because I could never be like, hey, so actually, that didn't happen that way. And they were very stubborn.
Yeah.
And would stick by it. And I would have proof. Like, okay, so here's the text, here's the email, like proof. And I think the last straw for me was when she told me a story and was like, oh yeah, I did this thing and I went out and fed these homeless people one Thanksgiving. We were walking along the subway and handing out pamphlets and all that stuff. And I said, no, you didn't. Because I was really fed up with it. Yeah. And when a relationship's near its end, you're like, yeah, I'm ready. So I was like, no, you didn't. And she's like, yes, I did. I said, no, you didn't. And she got like super mad and really argumentative. And I said, no, you didn't, because I told you that story.
Oh, no.
You just took my story and made it about you.
Wow. I think you dodged a bullet with that one.
I definitely dodged a bullet.
How long were you together with this person?
Not too long.
Oh, wow.
Not long enough to where it was a big deal, but it was still a weird thing. Also, I'm not the kind of guy that's like attracted to chaos.
Sure.
In any way.
A lot of chaos.
And so even though I was like trying to be nice all those other times that I had caught, because I'm like, well, people misremember things and all that. When it came to that, that was when I was like, she's not misremembering.
She's crazy.
I called her out on it, and she's still claiming that it happened to her.
I hope she's all right, to be honest. Like, I can imagine that causing some really uncomfortable situations when it's more than just the two of you.
She apparently went into treatment.
Oh, okay.
After we had split, I had heard.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, cool, good for her, because she had a problem.
Yeah. Wow. Well, God bless.
And who knows if she believed it or if
she's just delusional.
Or if she was just lying, didn't believe it, but just didn't want to be wrong. But yeah, it was crazy.
Dang.
Nuts.
Well, I'd be lying if I didn't say, I don't know. I can't think of a good one.
Oh, you're terrible.
Damn it. That was really good.
Terrible at improv, sir.
I know. I should quit. Actually, I think I'm doing a show tomorrow.
Yeah. Wow.
Oh, it's that time.
It is that time.
I'd be lying if I was. You know what I was gonna say? I was gonna say I would be lying if I didn't say it was a great episode today. But I wasn't sure that we were at the last topic, and I didn't want to squash it.
Such a lie. Well, as long as you don't believe that lie, because it is a terrible episode. So this is part of the episode, guys, where we crown a king of influence. It's kind of a weird game to play now that now that our stories have shifted, but we can still play it. So who do we have up? We have Kevin Hart and the Oscars.
Yep.
We have PETA.
PETA. This is going to be easy to crown.
Change our language. We have a speed cleaning moms in booty shorts who make a shitload of money.
Yep.
We have the scientists who are creating a diet pill that allows you to eat whatever you want and not gain weight.
Yep.
And then we have people who believe their own lies.
Yeah. Wow. And we got T-Series and PewDiePie.
Oh, right. I forgot about that one.
Whoever those guys are, who's going to win. Okay, I know who I'm giving it to.
All right, go ahead.
I'm crowning the king to Kevin Hart for being like, eat my junk. I don't need your show. I'll apologize on my own behalf. Yeah. Thank you very much. You guys can crawl under a rock and die.
I totally was going to do that too.
Yeah.
Kevin Hart gets the crown.
Yeah. And then I'm not going to just go reverse. I'm going to give the jester to PETA. PETA's, it's just cringeworthy.
We're aligned on this
Again,
one.
really?
Yeah.
I thought you were going to give it to the booty short girls.
No, PETA's worse.
Yeah.
PETA's worse.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, we can't call somebody ugly as a dog anymore. You can't call them a fox. Can you not call a hot woman a fox because of PETA?
I don't think anyone outside of the 1930s does that.
Hey, that girl's foxy, see?
Oh, yeah. Wow.
Yeah. All right, check out those gams.
She really turns my buttons. Call the boys. Get the Studebaker.
Hey.
Let's go pick her up.
Yeah, see?
Think she has any gentleman caller?
Pass me that pack of cigarettes. Non-filter.
What is it? Pass me that pack of Parliaments, will you?
Yeah, man, that was easy. That PETA's, they're doing more harm than good.
Yes, I totally agree.
Doing more harm than good.
So, Kevin Hart, good for you for standing up for yourself. And I'm glad he legitimately feels bad about saying some of that stuff, because some of it was pretty mean.
Yeah.
But also, different time period.
Yeah, and doesn't need to be policed by somebody and forced into something when they really have no right to do that themselves, because they're just as guilty everywhere.
I know, exactly.
So.
All right, well, that wraps up our episode.
Yeah.
May have gone a little long there, guys, but stick around afterwards for the one-on-one chat, or two-on-many chat, as we will say.
Yeah.
And we are here every week, Wednesday at noon o'clock, California time. And we also have a number you can text.
That's right. If you want to get a text from us when we're going to go live, text the word Kings to 43506, and Ray or I will text you saying, hey, we're about to go live, and you can join us. So, yeah, until next week, you guys, thanks for watching.
All right.
I'm Epic Lloyd.
I'm Ray William Johnson.
We'll see you later.
Hey, yeah.